You're listening to a Platforms podcast, your source for cutting-edge, relevant Torah. Enjoy.
Yeah.
So,
Did that make any sense?
So it sounds like what happens as a result of your potential unbin is that there's a cap, which is basically the point,
Yes,
right?
that's the
Cap,
lechem chuki.
high and
Yeah,
low, right?
yeah.
And we fall anywhere in between that throughout the year,
It's
depending on how we act.
your ultimate parnasa will not be put off by that. It's just a reality, right? It's a reality that this is your potential, but it doesn't matter that it's a reality because you can live very well or very poorly, right? Because again, if it's about judgment, then it makes no sense that he would do that, but it's not. The judgment's default.
And isn't every time really just why Tishrei for a reset?
Because that's when the world started. It's not why Tishrei, right? The world has a beginning. That means that you live in units of time. This is when the unit begins. That's it. It's totally cosmic. It's just cosmic.
And is that the creation of what? What is that?
So again, I don't know physically if it means the first speck that eventually things coalesced around to make Earth. I don't know if it means the Big Bang. I don't know, but I don't think it matters because we're talking about the idea of Tishrei and the idea of Nisan. So I'm sure it played out physically in some way that mirrors this, but I don't feel compelled to know how right now.
Okay, why isn't that the first month? Why isn't that?
It is.
What we call that?
No. Right. So for humans, it is the first month.
Okay.
All of a sudden, HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem Rosh Chodashim. Something changes with you. So the Malchei Akum, you have to be Moneh from Tishrei. When else would you be Moneh? Right? Maybe we didn't tie this loose end up well enough. But why would you have a different date for the Malchei Akum and the Malchei Yisrael? It's like, why? We have enough Hekerim. It's not a Heker. It's an essential property. You're saying, no, it is the beginning of Tishrei for them because they're humans. For you, you're Nisan. It's a totally different issue. HaChodesh is a Lachem Rosh Chodashim. Why is it Lachem Rosh Chodashim? Because it's only Lachem Rosh Chodashim. For them, it's not Rosh Chodashim. For the whole world, Tishrei is Rosh Chodesh. That's why the Gemara says over here that it's not only, you shouldn't think about, unbelievable. I'm seeing this in the Gemara. Gemara says, listen to this. Tanya. Ki chok li Yisrael hu, ein li elu li Yisrael, lumos olam minayin, tamalomer mishpat lo Yaakov. What, you think the din is only for Jews? On Tishrei? No, Vada is for the Kol Olam Kula. Why? Because Tishrei is the default beginning. So it's for everything. It's for little dodo birds, and it's for tadpoles, and it's for clouds. It's for everything. It's not much for everything.
So then we go, say number one is Nisan, right?
Yeah.
Why do we do that?
Why do the Jews get a different calendar?
Why? Okay.
That's a great question. So I suspect that it relates to what we were talking about in last week's Parsha, because last week's Parsha was weird. It said at least twice, U'lesitcha elyon al kol goyei haaretz. And Giddy will tell you what that means. You remember? Listen to the shir. I didn't say it in the shir? I should have said it in the shir. Maybe I didn't listen. Maybe I didn't say it. I'm sorry. If I didn't say it, I apologize. I'll tell you now what it means. But you telling me that the Jews... No, he listens. He listens to the fun parts. I'm sometimes boring. So I should start with that. Yeah. When it says that God u'lesitcha elyon, right? God will make you supreme over all. Right, u'lesitcha elyon. He's going to make you supreme over all the nations of the land. So if you're Genghis Khan, then you believe that the God of the great blue sky wants you to reign over everything that is under the dominion of the great blue sky, i.e., Earth. Genghis Khan owns everything. He wants everything. The Jews don't want everything. How many Jews do you know who want to invade China? I know 0. How many Jews do you know who want to invade Jordan? I know 0. Egypt? 0. Lebanon? 0. By the way, they don't even want Gaza. They just want to get rid of the people who are there now because they keep blowing them up. Like, Jews aren't looking for any more territory. We're doing fine here. I don't mean here in Miami. We're doing fine here at Israel. Like, well, Jews aren't imperialistic. So what does it mean I'll make you supreme? That's not what Elyon means. Do you know what Elyon means? Like Elyon ve'eno El Yirei Av that we're going to say on B'Yom Noraim. Right? V'chol ma'aminim. Elyon ve'eno El Yirei Av. We say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is El Elyon. Oh, Elyon. Not all the little gods. You're much stronger than the little gods, you know. In Madden, Jesus is like a 7. Hashem is a 9. Right? Like, God is the biggest God? Pretty sure there's only one God. What does that mean? Elyon means not on the same plane as. It's not a function of bigger or smaller. It's completely different. You are Elyon on a tree. Doesn't mean you dominate the tree or burn the tree or hate the tree or own the tree. Just means you're on a totally different level of existence to the tree. You shouldn't. You shouldn't eat trees. You should eat fruits. Yeah, everything has a purpose. Humans also have a purpose. You should use them properly as well. But I'm saying you are supreme. Well, from Parshas Ki Seitzei would argue with you, and it would say that if you're in war, you shouldn't chop down fruit trees. Right? Meaning, like, there are limitations to how you have to deal with nature, and you were put into the garden. Right? You can't. Not, that's true. I'm 100%, and I'm saying that Elyon does not mean that. You can own something, but that's not what Elyon means. No, God doesn't own or beat down little gods. We're saying that God does not exist on the same plane as your idea of La Cucaracha or Hiawatha or Joseph Smith. That's what you're saying in Shona Esrei when you say El Elyon. So when you say, I mean, to go back to Jackie's question, when it says that he'll make you Elyon al Kol Goyei Haaretz, it means you don't operate on the same plane of existence as other people, to the extent where you literally have a different calendar. Not to the Jews. The Jews don't run the whole world. Right? It doesn't say in any messianic vision that the Jews are going to rule over the world. We don't desire that.
Right, but there is, at least, maybe it's incorrect way of learning, but there is some idea of learning that, that it's definitely out there, unless it's more Haredi's book, that the Goyim are here to serve us, and they're here for our benefit, which something like this is definitely led towards that narrative, no? You could definitely learn the hierarchy, and we're higher on the hierarchy than things below the hierarchy on the cow. You use a cow for purpose. It's holy. If I eat it for holy things,
I think that if anyone really thinks that Jews are supposed to enslave or dominate Gentiles, I think it's putrid, honestly, but that's on a personal level. But I'm saying let's talk from philosophically, okay? So look at the Rambam. The Rambam at the end of Hilchos Malachim u'Milchamos, at the very end of the Yad, when he's talking about Mashiach, he says I forget precisely what his lashon is, but he says that lo hisabu chachamim limos Mashiach lo kedei liros bagayim velo kedei lecho v'lishtos. Right? He specifically says that is not what's going to happen. Like that's an explicit source for you. I don't think it requires that source because Hashem did not create Jews. Hashem created humans. Jews had to emerge the same way that Adam had to emerge and Noah had to emerge and Avram had to emerge. That's why it's in the Torah in the first place. That's why it's in the book. That's why it's in the book. Like literally why it's in the book. Because we're talking about it's an unfolding of history. So the way that the whole world works, and I mean the universe, man, it's pulling order out of chaos, which again is the Nisan Tishrei thing. It's the Kisoy, which then pulls into something that you can discern and actually see. So the idea is to be the Or Lagoyim, not to be not to be uradu bagoyim. It's uradu b'degas hayom u'of hashamayim. For that, you're supposed to, but I don't know why they would think that there's a...
Why can't you think what Rabbi says is a logical extreme that yes, everything is, we're all created equal, and everyone's the same, and then we evolve to something at a hierarchical level, and yeah, everything unfolded towards us evolving to a hierarchical level, therefore as a higher step in the hierarchy, we get to dominate you.
Yeah, but how does that logically follow that you get to dominate something because it's, lower than you on some kind of a spiritual hierarchy?
Right, we don't have the right to dominate chickens. Chickens really be running free with no right to dominate them. We no right to cage them up.
You have no right to cause them tsar, right? There's a isser of tsar balei chayim. You have to use everything in creation properly, and there's no right. So there's no source that I'm aware of that says that, we're supposed to act that way towards anybody. And it's not in our history, right? We haven't seen that historically. Moshe didn't do it. David didn't do it. Shlomo didn't do it. We never did that. Ezra didn't do it. Like, it's not what we do. And more importantly, it's not what the word means. That's what I'm saying. It's not that Hashem dominates Muhammad. That's the point. It's not what the word means. It's not what the word means. The word Elyon, again, I'm talking about the word Elyon, right? What the word means. I'm saying that Elyon does not mean stronger than, greater than, dominating.
It's not proof because it's obvious that God does not dominate non-being. Yeah, obvious. Therefore, the word doesn't mean God dominating non-being. It means God dominating being.
No. When you say El Elyon, that means the supreme God, as opposed other gods. What else would that? Just say Elyon. Just like you say in the Noraim, Elyon ve'eno El Yoreyav. El Elyon means supreme God, as opposed to other visions of God. That's the point. So again, it's a word that has a very specific meaning. L'sitcha Elyon has a specific meaning, and it's not referring to conquest. And you'll also notice that, it doesn't. If we were supposed to conquer empires, they probably would have said that in the Torah. And by probably, I mean it would have. So you have ideas of a kibush yachid, and by the way, the Gemara is it's not so simple, kibush yachid, to go out and wage, a mochames rishos. It's not so easy to do that. You have to have very compelling reasons. That's the Gemara in Brachos, right? That, Adoneinu Amelech Amcha Yisrael Tzrichim Parnasa, and he says, okay, so what's his first thing? L'chu v'isparnasu zeh mizeh. No, Eina kol mitzvah sviyas hariv, Eina bar mitzvah l'chu yoso, fine. Right, so and then even after he says, L'chu pashtu yidechem bigdud, miyad yotzim b'achitofel, and then there's a whole thing, right? So it's, just go to war willy-nilly. As my favorite Gentile ever said, jaw is better than war. Churchill. Yeah. But anyway, does that answer your question in terms of why there would be a different timeline? Yeah. I don't know the specifics of why time and why this, and I don't know, but I suspect that we're looking at an outline of something. It's like a scaffold of what that means.
Well, why does the Rabbi understand that there's no...
This Rabbi thing is off-putting, man.
Yeah, I know Rabbi
I hate it. I don't like that either.
Why does Rabbi say that
terrible
that
people.
nothing happened on
Rosh Hashana?
Rosh Hashana?
Because there's no historical event that happened on Rosh Hashana. Talking about in the Torah, nothing happened. Yeah. Right. So we're saying, Sarah, right? Vashem, Pokare Sarah, Gasher Amar, right on Rosh Hashanah, right? Rosh Hashanah, Nifkeda Sarah, Chana, right? Very good.
That's the one.
Yes, but the Gemara is not saying that there was an event and therefore Rosh Hashanah is on that day. It's that the reason that they were nifgad was because of Rosh Hashanah.
I mean, but we say the creation of man was in Rosh Hashanah also.
Yes.
I mean, but those are events that are celebratory, worthy,
it's not that they're not worthy of celebration. They clearly are. We're pointing them out. It's just a directional issue. If Rosh Hashanah was a response to the imahos getting pregnant on Rosh Hashana, then the Torah would say, Uvachodesh Hashvi, whatever, do this, right? Leman yedu dorosechem ki berosh Hashana pakarati asara. Doesn't say that. Because it's not a response to something. Sukkos is Leman yedu dorosechem ki vasukos shaftis b'nei Yisrael, and Nisan is this is when we let you go. So, right, it's a response to something that occurred. Even though even that, you can see the DNA of Pesach, of course, precedes Pesach by a long time, at least 500 years. Possibly longer, but the earliest Makor is by Avram Avinu, right? That he made matzos, right? That the Gemara darshans that he baked the matzos, which okay, fine, whatever, however you want to understand that. But yeah, that's why it doesn't mention it. So it's not that nothing happened on those dates; it's that the reason it happened on the date is because of the day, and the day is not because of what happened. Yom Kippur was when you were Nimchal. The Kiba Yom Hazeh Yichaper Alechem L'Taras Mikol Chadosechem.
The shot that said that it's on Nisan, then it makes sense why Rosh Hashanah is not explicitly mentioned, because it could have been on any day.
I don't understand. Say it again.
According to those that say that the world was created on Nisan,
right?
Then why is Rosh Hashanah on Tishrei? Because they wanted it to be next year in Kippur.
No, that can't be. That can't be. I'll tell you why it can't be. Because the pasuk in Emor says, and this is important. You should. Okay, pasuk says. Fine. Then or Zichron Shua. Then afterwards it says Uva'asor lachodesh hashvi hazeh yom hakipurim hu. Yeah. Something like that. We can look it up. No need to guess. Pardon me for a moment. Some Pashas Emor. Okay. Pasuk says as follows. This is really cool, by the way. This is awesome. So, Vaydaber Adonai Moshe Limor. Ach be'asor lachodesh hashvi'i hazeh yom hakipurim hu. Ach be'asor lachodesh hashvi'i hazeh. But on this 7th month. You mean not July? What do you mean on this 7th month? Then it says it again. On Sukkot. Vaydaber Hashem Moshe Limor. Daber b'nei Yisrael Limor b'chamisha yom lachodesh hashvi'i hazeh. Chag HaSukkos shivas yomim l'Adonai. Chodesh hashvi'i hazeh? Didn't say that by Nisan. Didn't say it by Shavuos. Why does it say it here? Very curious. I think you'll admit it's very curious. If you look in Pinchas, when it's talking about the offerings, so in Pinchas it gets even curiouser because it says as follows, and this is the discrepancy which I will leave you with. This is a fun one. Listen to this. That's Rosh Hashanah. Immediately after, right, which you would expect, and then afterwards, Sukkot. Doesn't say Hazeh, which is weird because in Emor it says Hazeh by Yom Kippur and it says Hazeh by Sukkot, and in Pinchas it says Hazeh by Yom Kippur and it does not say Hazeh by Sukkot. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's weird. Want the answer? I give you the key. There's 2 Sukkoses. That's why. There's 2 Sukkoses. Seriously, read the Parsha. You'll see. There's 2 Sukkoses. You don't believe me? Okay, look. Vaydaber Adonai Moshe Limor. Daber b'nei Yisrael Limor b'chamisha yom l'chodesh hashvi'i hazeh chag hasukos shivas yomim l'Adonai. Vayom harishon mikra kodesh kom l'chas avol l'sasu. Shivas yomim takrivu yishel Adonai b'yom hashmini mikra kodesh yelachem v'kratem yishel Adonai atzeres hi kom l'chas avol l'sasu. Period. Eile moadei Adonai asher tigru some mikra kodesh la'akriv yishel Adonai olo minchas zevach u'nesachim b'dvar yom b'yomo milvad shabsos Adonai u'milvad manodosechem u'milvad kol nedrechem u'milvad kol nedvosechem asher tidnu l'Adonai. Period. You know what the next pasuk is? You would never believe me. Ach! B'chamisha yom lechodesh hashvi'i bas b'chem esvas haaretz tachogu es chag Adonai shivas yomim. Huh? What holiday is that? V'yom rishon shabason u'v'yom hashmini shabason u'lekachtem lachem b'yom rishon pri-eitz hadar kapos tvarim v'anafei savos v'arvei nochal u'smachtem. Huh? L'ma yidudu sechem ki vasukos hoshak. You already told me about Sukkos. Yeah, but this one's not Chodesh Hashvi'i Hazeh, is it? This one is B'chamisha Asar Yom LaChodesh Hashvi'i. There's two Sukkoses that happen at the same time. So the one in Pinchas is talking about the second one. That's why it's not Chodesh HaShvi'i Hazeh over there. Because it's not the second one over here either. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's why Rosh Hashanah can't be a function of Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is a function of Rosh Hashanah. It's Chodesh HaShvi'i Hazeh. Why is it Hazeh? This one. What one? What have I told you about Chodesh HaShvi'i? You only have one data point for Chodesh HaShvi'i. Rosh Hashanah. So everything is an outgrowth of Rosh Hashanah. That's why. Not vice versa. That's how you know.
Also, that point that you said about the Ta'areta and Nisan, that Ta'areta, the manifestation, or whatever you want to call it, the idea, and Nisan is the actual making, or vice versa, whichever one.
Mm-hmm.
That's Igar Marashar Ritzvah, right?
Oh, cool.
They say that's how they understand, so to bring the proof is from Rashi.
Mm-hmm.
Words of Rashi, that in that sugya over there,
Mm-hmm.
when is the world created,
Mm.
it says, because they said something really interesting that is very useless. And so they say that the proof from there, you see that both of them, they're not arguing.
Oh, they're never arguing. There's no such thing as an argument in the Gemara. People don't know how to read. They're telling you that one idea can, a pattern can manifest in many different ways and across many different planes. That's what it's saying. Right? When you have a machlokas, that's what that means. It means this same thing can go this way and that way. It's not an argument. You don't understand that. It's not an argument. That's why it's Elu v'Elu, because you're defining the same thing. A second, I want to tell you something. What were you just saying? About the Tishrei and the Nisan.
That Tishrei is the thinking of the...
Yeah, the conception. Oh, I got it. Yes, right. So it's cool because if you look in sorry, if it's a great remez, it's a great remez. If you look in Parshas Ekev where it says Eretz Asher Eini Hashem Elokecha Ba Tamid Eini Hashem Elokecha. No, it's Hashem Elokecha the Reisho Sa Tamid Eini Hashem Elokecha Ba Mireishis Hashana Ad Achris Shana. Right. So how do you spell Reishis? Reish Aleph Shin Yud Tav. There's no Aleph. There's no Aleph. It's Osios Tishrei. It's so cool. It's so cool. I don't remember who says that. It's not the Baal Turim. I don't think it's Baal Turim. I think it's somebody else. It's so cool. It's like the remez is right there. It's like pretty awesome.
How does this idea, how do you explain with the Rabbi's learning the concept of the process?
I didn't talk about that at all. So.
If it's too much, you can go like Sunday afternoon.
No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. I'll tell you what you have to figure out. Right? So it's Imru lefanai malchios. This is so funny, right? Imru lefanai malchios, kedei shetamlichuni aleichem. Imru lefanai zechronos, kedei shetalu zechronchem lefanai letova. Imru lefanai shofros. No. Don't say that, right? Uvameh b'shofar. What? That doesn't make any sense. What happened to the shofros? Right? That's crazy. What does that mean? That's a fun one. You should think about that one. That's a good one. Yeah, Machios and Zechron is really weird, right? Imru lefanai Machios. God didn't really say Imru lefanai Machios. Gemara says he said it. But what do you mean he said it? He didn't say it. Gemara thinks he said it. That means he said it. That means you got to see where he said it. That's why it's fun.
Is that probably why there's a homocloket? If there's one place where they're doing the filad and stuff, and there's another place where they're doing machios and chronos.
Yeah. Oh.
Which
should you go to? Right. I don't know. I don't know.
Homocloket is like in general like very interesting. It's like no one's talking about a place where it's a suffix. Maybe they forgot to bring the suffix.
I don't know. I would have to look at it and think about it. I don't know.
But it might be because it's
it might be. Yeah. I don't know. All right, peoples. I'm tired. It's past midnight. I'm a pumpkin. Much love. Have a great Yontif. Shana Tova. Shalom.
This has been a Platforms podcast. Please share it with your friends. If you can think of one person to send it to, please take the time. It truly is the best way to help us out. If you have any comments or suggestions, please go and email platformspodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you.